Hi my YouTube people, welcome to today's newest video where I will actually be doing a cooking video. Finally, my first one. I'm cooking dinner and I figured why not film it, since I'm going to do it anyway. And let's go ahead and get into it. So what I'll be making today is mushroom and onion, or sauteed mushroom and onion for a sandwich. It's similar to like a Philly cheesesteak, so I guess we could call it a Philly mushroom and onion sandwich. And also we will be making some guacamole so that I can have that with my chips. So very, very exciting, very, very delicious. The reason why we're not using meat in this recipe is because I am mostly vegetarian, and mostly because sometimes, very rarely I do eat meat. Because depending on where you get it from, it's good protein, but for the most part I like vegetables. I'm adopting a mostly vegetarian diet, so we're gonna go ahead, get these mushrooms chopped up, get on this guacamole, and we're gonna get started. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually make the guacamole so that we can just put that in the fridge while I saute the mushrooms. Of course, I'm going to wash my hands first. Dry them off really quickly. So we'll put this over to the side for now and get ready to make this guacamole. Now guacamole is really easy to make. I'm actually going to use some of the onions that I'm going to saute with for the sandwich. I'm going to use some of those to put in the guacamole. I'm looking for my tenderizer. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Oops, sorry. The tenderizer will make it easier to mash the actual avocado. So let's go ahead and cut the avocado. I'm using a Cuisinart knife. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the avocado. Alright. And when it comes to avocados, I like picking ones that are mostly ripe already, or mostly, kind of a little bit soft, because it's better, I find, for making guacamole. So you just kind of pull it apart, and we're going to take out the skin. Alright, we've got the guac. I'm going to pull out the seed. Sometimes it's easy to pull apart. That's why I like the soft ones, because they're a bit easier to pull apart. There we go. Since it's just me, I'm just going to use one avocado. So let me go ahead now. Wash my hands again. Because now they have avocado all over them. So, we're also going to wash the knife too, because we're going to have to use that. Alright. So now we're just going to go ahead and just kind of tenderize the avocado here. Sometimes you can use a potato masher too. And this is good to, make sure you do this in something metal a sturdy wood like bamboo. See how easy we've got that avocado mixed up? Just gonna, we want to pull it, we kind of want to pull it back here so that we can get a good grip on being able to mash it. And we want to mash it as best as we can. We don't, I mean, unless you like big clumps of guacamole, I'm not a big fan of that type of guacamole. I really like my guacamole creamy. Alright, that was pretty easy. Let's go ahead. Alright. So we basically got guacamole now. Now we want to season it. But I'm going to put, like I said, a little bit, I like a little bit of onions in mine. So we're going to take some onion and just chop it up. Alright. Let's do one more because it's not much guacamole, but like I said, I like a little bit of onion because I like that little bit of spice and crunch that it provides. So there we go, we've got the onion, we're just going to put it in there, mix it in. And then we're going to put some spices in. I like just a little bit of salt, so I'm going to put some salt. Usually I like some pepper, but I'm not going to use pepper. I'm going to use celery salt. Alright, so we're going to use celery salt. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get in the frame. Not too much since we don't have very much guacamole to work with. That's enough. And then we're going to use berbere sauce, which I really like. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit tangy. It's a mix of 12 spices. I think it has paprika, sea salt, cayenne pepper, fenugreek, coriander, cumin, black pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and turmeric. Kind of to me tastes like Old Bay, but I don't have Old Bay. I like, you know, like I said, I like organic. So we're just going to put a little bit of that in there. Then we're just going to mix everything together. Alright. And if you feel like you want to add maybe like a little bit more salt, you can. But, I mean, this isn't much guacamole, so we're not going to add too much salt. I don't want it to be too salty. I don't like really salty guacamole. Sometimes you can add other ingredients. Sometimes people will add tomatoes to their guacamole. Sometimes people will add cheese, you know, so. But I just wanted to keep it simple. So we've got our guac. We're going to put this to the side. Very easy. And now we're going to pull out our mushrooms. I'm actually going to put this teapot over here to get ready to saute the mushrooms. And I really like when I make my sandwiches, I just like using the whole thing of onions. So let's do this. I just like to pull apart the onion. The oven or the stove isn't on quite yet. And then we're going to take our mushrooms. This might be enough for 2 sandwiches. because I have quite a bit of mushrooms here. I'm actually just going to take all the mushrooms I have and And the thing with stainless steel cookware is you kind of want to be careful because stainless steel does burn really easily. So it's better this way to cut up everything up and then, you know, put the oil and stuff last. That's what I found cooking with stainless steel. I know some people like non-stick. I'm just not a fan of non-stick because eventually I've always found that cooking with non-stick, that eventually, you know, the non-stick starts to kind of wear and tear. And I don't like, you know, the whole scratchy non-stick look. Just doesn't feel kosher. So now that we've got that going, we're going to use, first of all, we're going to wipe this off. Alright. I really like to clean as I go with my kitchen. That's one thing I learned young. Clean as you go. I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil to saute these mushrooms and onions. You can use whatever oil you like. I'm also going to use the same spices that we used for the guacamole. We're going to use the celery salt and berbere seasoning. But we're also going to add some poultry seasoning as well. Poultry seasoning is typically made of thyme, sage, and cumin. So we're going to add a little bit of this. It's not poultry that we're working with, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, there we go. Just add a little bit of oil, not too much. That should be good. Not too much oil because we don't want it to be too... Actually, I'm going to add just a little bit more. But also, the onions and mushrooms have their own kind of moisture that they will add to the dish. Now, because, once again, stainless steel can be prone to burning, and it can be a hassle to have to clean, and because herbs obviously burn very easily, we're going to add the seasoning towards the end rather than add it very much at the beginning. Does that make sense? So we're just going to let that saute. Another thing I like to do to decrease burning with stainless steel is I just like to add a top to it. It also makes the sauteing process a bit easier. So we're just going to let that saute. Alright. And like I said, we'll add the seasoning in a bit. And I will catch you back. We're going to just let the mushrooms and onions saute, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, it's been sauteing for a couple minutes. As you can see the little bit of burning right here? Some barkeeper's friend will get that right off, so I'm not too worried about that. But the mushrooms are looking pretty sauteed, so we're going to add the seasoning now. Sorry. The first thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of sea salt, not too much once again. A little bit of salt goes a long way, but you don't want to, that may have been a little bit too much, but it's okay. A little bit of berbere, because this has sea salt in it too. And then we're going to add the poultry seasoning. Alright. Let that simmer for a little while, not too long, and then we'll mix it all together. Alright, that's long enough. Once again, we don't want the seasonings to burn. See how the colors change? And now the mushrooms and the onions are taking in the colors of the seasonings. The colors of the wind. Doesn't that look so good? I'm so excited, y'all. So we're going to load this up on a bun and with some Parmesan cheese. I think it's a Parmesan mozzarella cheese mix. Let's see. Yeah, it's Parmesan and mozzarella cheese mix here. So we're going to use this as our cheese. I've got some white bread here. You can use a hoagie bun if you like, but I've just got these, so I'm just going to work with what I've got. And we're going to turn the oven off and get started on our sandwich here. So, like I said, I'm going to take the bread, lay the bread out. Alright. Now you can also use sliced cheese. I don't have any. Like I said, I'm working with what I've got. It's snowy here in Virginia, so I'd rather not go out just to be safe. I love meals like this though, where you just kind of work with what you got. Simple, easy. Alright, we take the sauteed mushrooms and onions once again that we've got here, and then we just, you know, take some of them and put them on the sandwich here. Alright. I want some mushrooms. And you would think the fact that there's no meat on it would like be bothersome, but you know, it really isn't, to be honest with you. I think the rest I'm going to probably use as for a second sandwich, so we'll just put that over there. Oh gosh, that little one mushroom just does not want to stay in place. There we go, we've got ourselves a Philly mushroom onion cheesesteak sandwich. And we're going to pair that. I don't have tortilla chips, so we're going to pair that with these potato chips I got from the organic grocery store. With our delicious guacamole. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put the guacamole here on the side. We can even do this. Put a little bit of the chips. And we've got ourselves dinner, you guys. Simple, easy recipe. Like I said, we have a lot more of the mushrooms for probably just one more sandwich. Or, you know, I don't know, we could throw it maybe in like rice or something like that, whatever you want to do with it. And that's it. Easy peasy. I'm gonna go enjoy this recipe, you guys. Remember, simple, easy recipe. All you need is some mushrooms, you know, avocado, onions if you like onions, and some chips. Alright, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Love and light.